Yo, what's up, everybody? So we're back with more of the SHSAT review of the DOE 2024 handbook. Okay, so we're going to do Form A, start from Form A, and we're doing solve for X type questions. There's a few in the Form A and a few in Form B, so we're going to do some of them. The one on the screen right now, we solved already when we did the grid-ins. So we're going to leave that alone. It's still solve for X kind of thing, though. So if you want, you can go back to that. Otherwise, you can look at it when I do the grid-in review, which I already did already. It's already posted. So, all right, let's go to 90. All right, so this one is annoying. It's not particularly hard. It's just annoying. And it's really annoying because of this minus sign, this minus sign, this minus sign, that minus sign, plus the distributive property. So these are gotchas. Everybody knows the rules, but they're pains in the necks. All right, so I'm going to go the easy route and do the denominator first. So we basically have 2 times 5 plus 4 times 3 minus 5. All right, so what's that going to give me? I'm going to get 10, and 3 minus 5 is minus 2, so I'm going to get minus 8. Okay, so my denominator is going to be 2, so hopefully that helps us. That implies, looking at the answer choices, that my numerator is either going to be 2, minus 2, 18, or minus 18. So we can maybe use that if the 2 at the bottom is correct, obviously. All right, so the gotcha with the numerator is this minus t, whereas t is minus 1, because we basically have to do a minus minus there, all right? So so far we have 6. We don't know if we're going to make it plus or minus something, but we're going to get 2 minus minus 1, which is 2 plus 1, which is 3. So we're going to get 8 times 3 is 24. So we have minus 24. Okay, and then 6 minus 24 is minus 18. And as I said before, my answer is either plus or minus 9 or plus or minus 2. So in this case, it gives us minus 9. Okay, so that's one way to do it, by plugging in first. We could plug in second. That is probably a little nastier, but let's do that for proof of concept, because one of the things you should be doing when you solve the math questions, try to do it 2 completely different ways and see if the both results match. So what we're going to do is expand out the distributive property basically first, and then plug in second. All right, so we're going to have 6 minus 8. Oh, wait, sorry, we're expanding that out. So minus 8 times 2 is minus 16. And then minus 8 times minus t is plus 8t. Right? Because we have a minus minus there. Okay, our denominator, and let me make this clean so that we know what we're doing. Our denominator is going to be 2m plus 4 times 3 is 12. And then we have minus m, so we have minus 4m. All right, so we can combine some like terms. For instance, 6 minus 16 is minus 10. And we have plus 8t. So there's nothing else to combine on the numerator. And our denominator is going to be, we have 2m and minus 4m, so we can get minus 2m. And then the 12 is just 12. Okay, at this point, we only have m and t's left, so we can substitute. So I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to start with the bottom. Minus 2 times 5 is minus 10, and plus 12. So that means my denominator is going to be 2, and it's looking like the above. So I hope I get minus 18 on my numerator, and then I'm going to get the numerator minus 10 plus 8 times minus 1, and that becomes minus 10 minus 8. Whoops. So I do get minus 18. Why am my brain's forcing me to type plus signs? Minus 18 over 2 is equal to minus 9. So both ways I got the same answer. So that's another solving for x, if you will. These are all not the same kind of way of doing it, so I'm just trying to categorize these and group them together, even if they're not formally of the same nature. All right, 101 is the next one along these same lines. Where is 101? Okay, for what value of x is the equation true? So we have x over 5 minus 4 is equal to that. Again, we have our good old minus sign, friends, again, and the good old distributive property. So this is really the same kind of attention to detail that you have to offer to this case. They didn't give us values of anything. We're just trying to see if this is true. So what they're asking us to do is solve for x. What is x? So let's do that. There's a couple of ways to do this, probably infinite ways to do this. My mind is telling me to get rid of that 5 at the bottom there. So the way I'm going to do that is I'm going to multiply this whole thing by 5. I'm allowed to do that. So x over 5 times 5 is just x. Minus 4 times 5 is minus 20. 5 times 3 is 15. So this whole thing here is one term. So I'm done with that, and all I have to do is write the inside of it now. 4 minus 2x. And then minus 1 times 5 is minus 5. All right, so at this point, all I have to do is solve for that. So this is going to be 15 times 4 is 60. And 15 times minus 2x is minus 30x. And at that point, the minus 5 we could just leave alone. And I'm going to swap this because I want to be able to use this all on one line. So I'm just going to put the x minus 20 that we got over here. So at this point, I just need to solve for x. So that was an x there. So I have 60 minus 5, so I get 55, minus 30x is equal to x minus 20. Okay, I'm going to add 20 to both sides. So I get 75 minus 30x is equal to x. All right, I'm going to add 30x to both sides. Okay, that cancels. And I get 75 is equal to 31x. And at this point, I divide both sides by 31. That guy cancels. And I get 75 over 31. Okay, the real way to solve this is to substitute that into there. I don't want to do that. But the good news is when you do that, you're going to have x divided by 5. That's going to cancel into that 75 and give you basically 15 over 31 minus 4. So it doesn't get as bad. And then when we do this here too, it ends up being not too bad. But it's not something I really would rejoice in doing. And that's your double check. Okay, so 101 should be B. Let me just make sure it's B. Yes, it's B. All right, so the double check is the nasty part of that. Okay, so that's the last one on this. There's 5 more kind of analogous ones for the B version here. So we'll do a piece out here, and I'll do the B version right after this. Okay.